Jingle-ronious, row, 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 hot dogs in the snow. Jingle-ronious, row, 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 where did your monkeys go? I let 'em out of the cage at the zoo, and now they've gone down to get tattoos of bears. 'Cause that's what monkeys do. They get tattoos of other animals as soon as they escape from the zoo. 'Cause that's their instincts. They must go get tattoos. All primates, including humans, we just get directly out of a cage. He's like, I first got to get a tattoo to commemorate my time in there. Look, everybody, I'm not going to spend too much time messing around in the beginning of the day while I'm waiting for people, because I actually have some work I got to do while we're beginning the show and gaining people and waiting for if anyone wants to join. If you want to join, but remember, I actually have to do some, what's that called? Some work today here, of the comedic nature, and make a flyer. So this will actually be a little more educational for some of you comedians that actually wanted to learn more flyer making skills here that I do. Of course, a lot of you know that when I say flyer making skills, I mean that what I do is I take someone else's flyer and I put shit around it just to jazz it up and make it a little slightly different looking flyer, because a lot of times they give a lot of comedians the same format because that's what they have time to do. It's difficult to do these. And so I do this. It's taking a while for me to share my damn video because StreamYard's just going slow. Oh, and if you hear any clarinet in the background, it's because I'm not going to tell my daughter not to practice just because I'm streaming on my art stuff. So yeah, internet's going kind of slow right now. It's going to be one of those days. One of the times that I had the internet going slow was actually one of the most one of the best shows I had. People actually joined there. Your internet sucks and stuff. But oh well. I've noticed that when I look back at these, even though I'm frozen on the screen, you guys are actually watching everything I'm doing. And the stream is going through, including my daughter practicing in the background. It's really a neat instrument, to tell you the truth. But right now, I don't like the fact that it's frozen because I'm trying to share my video. And I'm not doing it well. All right, I'm streaming here. They can hear you. They can hear you. My computer is not happy with everything that's going on in this world. I tried to share the screen and now it's just freezing up on me. So of course it's doing that. I need to get a different computer. In fact, I need to do my trick where I get it to cool down. Oh, that seems to have done something weird. What the hell is going on here? Oh, I got it. Okay, good. Good. Come on, you let me click the buttons. I'll share the audio in case I share anything. Don't care. All right, everybody. I actually like this format better. I haven't really picked a background yet that I'm going to stick with. So I do got a show coming up, and I'm going to have to make a promo for it. It's a Cocky Rocky show. A lot of you have already seen maybe my other promo that is coming up for my recent show. And if you haven't seen it, well, here, let's test this whole playing things thing and see how that works out. Ooh, it's working. You guys could tell me, ooh, James, I will show you my boobs in a little bit. Hey, you tell me something though, James. Can you hear the audio whenever this starts? Yeah, I do need to get a better computer. I understand that. If I want to make shows, if I want to be seen as a professional, I'm going to have to do better. James, by the way, if you want to be on the show, I don't care if you join from your phone, I can send you a link. Anyways. Maybe why we eat so much fast food. It's the dog's face car crap. So anyways, that's what's coming up. I don't know if you guys heard the sound playing there when I played that promo, but I'm at Los Ufdos at Ovino Vino this Friday. But I also have to make a flyer for one of the last shows I'm doing at one of my favorite places, the Union Barber and Beer Lodge, which is I'm doing the Cocky Rocky show. Cocky Rock. Let me make sure that I have the right name for this. It is the Cocky Rocky Comedy Show. And so I'm going to give it the same treatment I would give any promo that I'm going to put out there. And I'm going to make a custom flyer for it. And so remember, when you make a custom flyer, a lot of times a really good format is usually the CD. I've learned if you just want to make like a straight up flyer. But what I'm going to do is I've recently been making them in the format of more of the TikTok format, which is you basically flip these around 180 by 1920. Oh, come on. No, 8 or tab 1920 with PPI. Ooh, 300 PPI. Remember, always I accidentally hit help and it was bringing up the manual on the other side. Always use 300 PPI when making something. So I've started using more of the TikTok format of doing stuff. Oh, I have to go to a landline. Gosh, my LAN cable keeps falling out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this flyer, and I'm copying the image directly from where I got it. Now, I've noticed this about a lot of promoters, their images that they make are not very big. And that's probably because they're at a smaller resolution. So what I do is I usually Control S to shift and bring it up. Oh, when you scale something, you definitely sometimes want to make sure whether or not you have the width and the height linked so that the aspect ratio stays the same so it doesn't get all stretchy looking. So I want to make this bigger so it's seen on devices. One of the problems with making something bigger as you look into it is the resolution does get a little fuzzy. So what you generally do after handling something like that, and by the way, everybody start throwing some comments into the comment section to let me know what kind of art or themes we're going to make for later. Because so far, someone has just only mentioned boobs in the comments. And I will probably get my videos kicked off YouTube if I do something with just straight up boobies, yo. So everybody comment as you start watching. Anyways, so I do want to make something around this, something that's interesting. And, this is actually my first Cocky Rocky show. Of course, you always want to start saving as. I have a naming scheme that I use for my my comedy promos and things like that, but I'm not going to show my folders directly up there. And this one is on 1212. And I'm just calling it the Cocky Ooh, Cocky Rocky. Flyer A. So you can see it right there. All right. Okay. Make sure it's something interesting. So one thing I want to show you is when I made something like that first flyer that I was showing you. That was not just one single picture. Of course, in order to make that more animated, I actually used some simple, super rudimentary, silly shit that like barely anybody uses. And if you look at it over here in the layers, you can see what I did actually. Look familiar? So we start with the outside, we go down into it, and when every time I would just, put one of these in view and I would render it. Now, all these pictures were I think I sharpened them just to make them look a little bit more sharp from what I ripped off of Google Maps, because I couldn't find other pictures that really seemed to fit what I want to put on there, and I didn't really want to put certain individuals that might get upset about such a thing. So I just would, there you go, layer after layer, build it, and then I brought this all into Windows Media or Windows Movie Maker. Yeah, that's right. Windows Movie Maker, if you could believe it. And that's what I did. So I'm not going to do any changes. I'm doing the same basically in here, but I'm not going to show you guys me making almost every single frame before we get into the fun art. What's up, Tom? I see you here. So James said this earlier, and I'm not going to, I might later, depending how, I am drinking a 9.9 beer. That is possible. And then, of course, Tom is here. Hiya, Tom. Hi. How you doing? Hiya. Just getting the main theme here for my Cocky Rocky comedy show that I'm doing. She's already done an amazing job making a flyer. And sometimes I take that in consideration, because actually a lot of these hosts and a lot of the people that make these make really good flyers, and you don't want to overshadow it too much, but you do want to add something that brings it brings a little bit of pizzazz to your own page. And I've this is the neat thing is, actually, let's just make this a little bigger. If you center this correctly, it becomes a perfect thumbnail on Instagram. Now, after doing that, usually what I want to do is you want to go to enhance and you want to sharpen. So I play with the amount first, but look at that. It just, don't think too much about it. It's always going to make things suck a little bit. Think about if I was farther away, what makes it pop. This is for social media. And boom, that's what I did. So you can see like some of the artifacts that have been popped in because of this, but whatever, from far away, this is going to happen. So this is going to be a great show, by the way, next Tuesday. If you look who's going to be there. So Dana Keel, one of my friends that has done a podcast with me, and Stephen Briggs, he was actually one of the main guys at my first dark show that I ever did for the Adorables. So let's just try to center that a little bit more. So Cocky Rocky. When I think Rocky, I think the Thing from Marvel's The Thing from Fantastic Four, one of the shittiest franchises. And I'm going to look for a particular. I looked up Thing. It said, "Do you mean Ben Grimm?" It's like, no, I know his real name. It's Thing. It'll always be Thing. He'll just be a thing to everybody. A thing. So I'm not going to show every image of Thing here, because some of them may be copywritten, and that would be a bad idea. But I am looking for a particular type of image of Thing where I want to look for him flexing, Not like that though. That's dumb. But that. Oh my gosh, that's beautimous. Okay. Copying this image. Sometimes is the best way to do it is toys. Nobody really cares if you use their toys. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe one day someone's going to say, I cared and you hurt me. Anyways, I want to get rid of some of this stuff here. Our wandy tool is here. Remember, wand is a beautiful thing. You go to like the lightest area and you just kind of drag. Oh, this is a big picture, so it's like having trouble. There we go. You just kind of drag. If you drag too much, it will delete too much. But this is actually working just beautifully. So I'm going to let go there and just press to delete. Now, remember, I go to my select tool and I click somewhere outside the box because otherwise other stuff doesn't tend to work. All right. It needs to be bigger. We're going to find out. Well, I think there's other stuff to delete here that didn't just, delete. Let's, like this. That doesn't look right. Yeah. Yeah. See, now if I hadn't clicked that select tool and clicked outside after using the wand, you'll be sitting here with the eraser going, it's not erasing. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's not erasing, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So, but we're going to make him a little bigger. Oops, what happened there? Did I stop sharing? I stopped sharing. Oh my God. It stopped sharing. My gosh. Just upsetting. Anyways, I'm going to make him bigger. So click in here with my scale tool, Shift S if you want the... And you know what? I want his hands in view, but I want more of the body. So I'm going to break the link between height and width and mess with this stuff now. Doot, 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 doot. All right, now he's going to go behind there, of course. And of course, this head will not stand. All right, of course. And I wanted to take actually more recent promo pictures of myself with my longer hair before doing this video tonight. I didn't. I did not do it. So, of course, we're going to reuse one that has been used over and over again. That's so easy to put into flyers. You want to have a good selection of pictures of yourself. Oh, gosh. By the way, I got to send a message to Stefan Bowman. In case he wants to join. I can't type right now because the stupid eyesight. Old, and I'm old and stupid and old. I'm old and I shat myself for brunch. I swear. I gotta send him this link. All right. Hey, where's the send button now? No, that's cool. Now let's send it, yo. Oh, there it is. Send. All right. My other button was in the way. Hey, pay attention to me. Hey, I'm paying attention to you. I see you. I see in your face. I see your face right there with your Terminator sunglasses. You looking for John Connor. You looking for John Connor. Now I'm going to pull this picture in that I've used over and over again. It's being pulled in right now. It's just being a pain in the butt. I think I missed something. Oh yeah, it was bringing this up. I got to press rotate. I got to say convert. Don't think too much about what I just pressed. Don't think too much about a lot of things. It's stupid. It's dumb and stupid to think so much. You're thinking too much, you're going to get your ass hurt. You're going to get your ass beat by a clown in a prison of your own mind. All right, I scale that down just enough so I could work with, oh man, I didn't scale it down the way I wanted to. I got to press Shift S again, but this time link the schwank. Because I want to keep my head looking nice. If you scale your head without the link of the schwank right here, you can fuck your own head up pretty bad. You mess it up. That looks about a right size. I scale it to that. All right, getting here with my magic wando. Look for the darkest area. See how much I can get away with pulling it. Pull that. Let go. Delete. Next darkest area. Oh, I'm going to delete that. And delete that. Oh, that looks nice. Pick your other select tool. Select outside the box. Go to your erase tool. Get some of this schmutz that might be outside here. Outside. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, move my head in place of the things that I gotta, you know what? Let's scale it a little bit downwards, just a little bit. Yeah. Scaled. Good. And now what do we do with that? Well, we want to colorize it so it goes with the thing. All right. So we're going to say colorize. I'm going to pick orange. Orange. It's going to be orange, just like I was told the rabbits would be. Lenny said the rabbits be orange. Lenny. I can't. It's hard to match this exact hue of Schmitz. That's pretty good. And you got to just go pretty good sometimes, you know? All right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to merge it down. So they are one now. Okay. And then what I want to do here is I want to put him in an odd location. You know, this is the thing I don't know yet. Yes, look at those rock hard abs. We got the dad jokes of pouring in. Pouring in. I got the dad jokes of pouring in. I think I need a little more beer. That'll be funnier and more people will join the show. No, of course. I only buy one beer on nights where I have shows just because, you know, maybe two, maybe three, but usually just one. You know, don't want to have too many. So my warrior here, that's hilarious. Let's go ahead and erase that little cone. Look what happened. This is what we call in my circles circumcision. Let's take the little head part off. All right. Now, this will be funnier if we use Shift P, use some perspective on this. And make it really weird. Oh no, I've done too much, I think. They get mad now. They get mad. I don't know. It's just not doing what I wanted it to do exactly, but it's almost kind of that shrinky dink effect, right? Right, people? Transform it. That looks pretty nice. That's freaking weird as hell. We bring that back in. Now, I'm actually going to do something different with this. I'm going to put this down here. Yep. And, I just don't know what comes in bottles and cans. Oh, there's all these dad jokes pouring in suddenly. But beer. You're right. It's at the Union Barber and Beer Lodge. Beer. A beer background. Yeah, good job. A good beer, though, not some shit beer. Here, this looks like a good beer. Now what? Yeah, see? Looks like something that actually has some, heft to it. It's not one of those fucking shitty light beers people have been telling me about that turns your mouth into a Death Valley stripper. Thing is that we're now not getting enough contrast between us and the beer, between me and the beer. That is my orangey self in the beer. So I'm going to use a filter, light and shadow here, and I'm going to use drop shadow. This is something I use all the time. First, I'm actually going to give it a black drop shadow with the 0 X and Y, because I actually kind of want to cartoon this up a little bit more. What, if my numlock wasn't on? Numlock should always be on. I don't even know why that friggin' button exists. Turn down my blur radius, turn up my opacity, and turn up my grow radius. And you can see how it kind of does that. Gives that cartoon outline. The other thing you can do, though, is you have this filter, artistic. No, not artistic. It's... Was it generic? Was it combined? Artistic? I thought it was like artistic. Oh, it is artistic. It's cartoon. And you just like let it do its preview first. This always takes a while. Give it some more black. By the way, this right now is proving that once you go black, I can go a little bit back. Actually, I can actually pull back how much I've gone. And there you go. You can mask radius. It's interesting. I find that sometimes when you like exaggerate it ridiculously, you don't really see much happen, but this time it's looking pretty. So just because something always works for you doesn't mean it always works for you. Always. Let's say okay. Now, popping it out. Make an aura. Yeah, that's actually what I actually have to do next, because now that I've done all that to cartoonify it, right? Now that I've done that to cartoonify it, I will make an aura. So we go back to our drop shadow, and we're going to make a blue aura because Cocky Rocky has this blue, pastel-ish blue kind of thing. Let's do the blue. I haven't done that much. Once again, X and Y is 0. So if you're doing an outline, if you're doing, you're trying to pop something out or you're trying to give an aura, you want to do 0 on a drop shadow. I know drop shadow is usually for a shadow that shows direction. You can use it to make this stuff go out. Okay. So now we, this one we're going to make blur a bit. Do we not have... Oh, I have the wrong thing selected. I got to select this. I was selecting the beer. Reshow the drop shadow. Let's go back to color. Go back to the bluish. Okay, put this back to 0. Let's bring up the blur radius a lot. Okay. But bring up the opacity until it gets kind of more noticeable. You bring up the grow radius too. Seems to be doing like, oh, so it's just lagging a bit. Let's bring it back down. And now we have a beautiful blue glow. Seems to be one more thing that we're going to have to do. I'm going to just look up stupid tank top. That's awesome. Let's put this here. And now I'm going to use the stupid sexy Flanders shirt as my shirt. Just because on this, well, not my shirt. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. Ooh. Going to use it on this this character here. I'm going to shift P for perspective so I could bring the... Because perspective is also a great stretching tool, if you've noticed. Oh. Yeah, it's got to look more believable. Otherwise, I will get fired from making my own flyers. So I'm going to transform that. And then I'm just going to, cut away this part that's supposed to be the back of the shoit because, that looks stupid if I leave it. And just to give it some stuff just randomly. Let's just, How am I doing? Yeah, roiding out, huh? There we go. Hey, look at that. I don't know, though. Still got to use this just to cut away some of that. See how picky I am? See why I take, see what I'm doing here. But I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you and the kids. Not doing it for me. There. Looks like a ripped up shirt. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I should really add. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Gosh, I can, oh God. Yeah. We need to do something about this because I might have to use this as a frame. So let's just do Control Shift, break the scale. Fuck it. Put it down like that. Scale it, and now that's way better looking. Even though it's kind of dopey looking, it's way better. And then I could, do layers like, hey, oops, hey, let's merge that down. I could do this. I could go, right, get some beer and come with me to the show of fish taco and fish. So that's basically how I do it. I'm not going to do the rest of this flyer right now because I think it's time to get more people to watch by doing some other art. I don't know. Don't know if anyone is going to join. Let's see. Just double check in. Tom likes this episode. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, well, that might be the whole episode unless I have some, extra people join in just a little bit and tell me what they'd like me to create tonight. Might cut it early if, unless Tom, you got some other ideas, some other, themes that we should be creating. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if we don't make more stuff, I have met my objective. I've made some questionable art here. No one is going to understand this at all. I don't even understand it. I thought it seemed very cocky, rocky. Very cocky and rocky. This is Cocky Rocky, by the way. You can support her by coming to her shows or going to her OnlyFans. She does not mind which one you pick. Hardworking producer. Very hardworking producer. And I will be doing this show next Tuesday. And as you saw, let me save this. So I'm doing the Cocky Rocky comedy show at the Union Barber and Beer Lodge in Corona. Headliner Stephen Briggs. I mean, this is one of the most ridiculous human beings I've ever met in my life. Love this guy. And then, of course, Dana Keel. Legendary. And the rest of these people, I have not met. Of course, I have met. This says Panchetta and Anjay. I said that horrible. It should probably was Angie at the end, and I said Anjay because I took so much white energy to say Panchetta right. And I don't even know if I said that right. But anyways, that is actually, oh God, now that I'm looking at those names, I'm forgetting her name. I know this person. And I'm forgetting exactly, but maybe I shouldn't say, oh, Stephanie, yes. I'm not going to say her last name because I guess they want to be known as this for this show. So come see if you know who Stephanie is doing this act here. So, it's going to be great. And then let's just go back here. Remember, this Friday, Los Uftas, Los Uftas. Go here to my link tree. Go here to my link tree to get the tickets to go to the show. It says $10 pre-sale, 15 at door. So get to Linktree. This show is at 7 p.m. You actually want to get there at 6:30. You want to get into the door and get your beer, get your wine. The venue itself doesn't have table service, at least last time I was there. Maybe it's different each time depending on what's going on. But so you want to get there early so that you can get your drinks, get a good seat in the tiny venue that's tiny, intimate, but I really love the way the stage is there. I mean, it's beautiful. Let's get rid of some of the shit. I dig it. It's got a nice little stage and a nice little area. The ceiling's not super high, so it makes me feel tall. It's cool. I look great in these photos. But yeah, go, come see us. And actually, it's not just me, okay? Jason Luna, who I've enjoyed his interesting nerdy brand of comedy, is going to be there. Karen Haber, one of the funniest ladies I've ever seen in the world, is going to be there. Nicole Blessing, who is putting on the show, but also hilarious Midwestern, fellow recovering Catholic. And then I don't know everybody else or Danny or Oyola so much. Probably not saying that right. And of course, our host is Fred W. Mustard. He's the Mustard Man, and he does great. He's apparently also does great, getting people to look at him at high school reunions as well. I'm not that guy. I've never built that kind of thing off. People don't tend to look at me in that way. Usually, when people are looking at me, they're thinking, wow, that guy, he looks just like what? Yes, he would go if he was in town. Thanks, Tom. I know you would. But before I go, I guess I'm going to just say this. Some people look at me and they're like, that guy, he looks like someone. He looks like a certain celebrity. And they go, that's right. He looks like Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. But not when he was alive, like now.